Hello and welcome to another episode
I
of...
coughed over it.
Good. Hello and welcome to another episode... Oh, my voice cracked. Hello and welcome to an...
Oh, no.
I knew something was coming.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't expect that. Hello and welcome to another episode of Funbearable. I am Brad Rohr.
I am Ray Harrington after all this year.
And I am Chuck Staten. Sorry for the intro toot.
The intrude.
This is part
Yeah.
This is part 2 of our 1-year anniversary mail sack episode.
Slash community center grand opening.
Yes.
Yeah, it's our 2-episode anniversary spectacular all Fun Bear mail.
Yeah. So, you know what we're going to do?
Spectacular! Woo! You guys can't see it, but there are star
There are
streamers.
decorations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, before we get into it, I do want to give a special shout out to one of our fun bears.
Yes.
Ooh, one of the funnest of bears.
Oh, okay.
Christopher Ball.
Oh,
Yes.
great. Wonderful.
He sent me a lovely gift
Wow.
in the mail, in the physical mail.
Oh,
Wow.
is this the person you texted me and you were like,
Is this cool?
is this cool? Should I give out my address?
Yeah.
And I said, it's never gone poorly for me.
Right. Because in the past...
That's because you keep giving people my address.
That's right. Well, he's a screener.
Oh, that's right. In the past, like, I did give out my address for something, and then, I was like, I probably shouldn't have done that because that person was a little too into things.
Yeah.
And then there was someone else who wanted to send me...
Brought you a cake to a comedy show?
Oh, God. No, after Be a Man came out, I would get messages from men, and women, but, a lot of men that would say, I had a similar upbringing. My dad wasn't around, blah, blah, blah. And they took to the movie. And that was really special to me. That was really,
Yes.
a heartfelt thing. And there was a gentleman who was, a fan, and he did painting, and he painted a portrait, and he wanted to send it to me.
Yeah.
And this was at a time where I was like, I learned my lesson from the last person. This is okay. We'll pass.
Yeah.
And he pushed and pushed and pushed, and I said, you can send it to the Comedy Connection.
Yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
fine. I'll pick it up there. And then he was like, no, but I want to send it to you. And I was like, no.
Say, I live there.
Yeah, exactly. And then later, Donald Trump was elected, and then I was vocal about not being pumped about that on
Right.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And he wrote a whole thing of I'm unfriending you and all
Oh,
these
I think you
things.
told me about this.
Yeah, and I'm like, dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
Maybe literally.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so I did that. And Christopher Ball, lovely guy.
Right.
He is from the same area that I'm from, or is at least living there now. And I had spoken highly of Moe's sandwiches.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so he sent me a gift card to Moe's,
Wow.
so I could get some Moe's sandwiches next time I'm up in the area, and that was really kind.
We gotta figure out a time when you're gonna go up to Maine.
Yeah.
Maybe for a festival or a headlining weekend where Brad and I come. We plan a lot of episodes. We go to Slab. We go to Moe's. That'd be so
Yeah.
fun.
Oh my God, the Slab. I want to take you guys to Slab.
I want to go
so bad.
I'm down to go.
Yeah,
I have a lot of
it's good time.
disposable income.
You do, yeah, that's right. So you'll pay for the whole trip?
I didn't say that.
Didn't
That was
he?
hinted.
Didn't he just
I go
say
to your
that?
Brad's.
I think he just said that. How about this? I will at least offer up, some Moe's.
Yeah. I'll pay for the Slab.
I'll cover the Moe's.
I'll cover the
You
Moe's
pay for the
Slab.
trip. You'll pay for the Slab. I'll pay
Perfect.
for the Moe's.
We'll figure it out.
We've got this all figured out. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, thank you, Chris. I really appreciate that. Sincerely, that was a lovely gesture.
Yes.
Thank you very much, and I can't wait to get at them Moe's, baby.
Wow.
That sounded horrifying.
That's their slogan.
Get at them Moe's. So, Brad, let's 1, 2, 3, crack that sack. Greg, do it. Make it come up.
Put a
Do
really
it. Yeah.
complicated graphic in.
Super
I want
complicated.
crack, sack, and then that smashes in between
Yeah.
somehow.
And
Maybe
then
a
and
rock.
then a cool 80s guitar riff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
like to be personal. If you could write it, play it.
Yep.
Thank you, Craig.
And put it all over Brad's face. And
Yeah.
snap
Please do.
zoom
Make
into
the
Please
guitar,
do.
spray guitar juice all over.
Yeah. What is that? Guitar juice.
This email is from January 25th.
We're getting there.
Of 2023.
Yes.
So don't get mad.
Smiley face. It's from Sabrina.
The Spaß Bar.
Hey, my three lovelies. Followed two of your movie recommendations, and I'm quite delighted. The Black Phone was interesting and unexpected, but I really enjoyed it.
Oh, Black Phone rules.
Nope was great. The monkey scene didn't shock me, but that's because I saw a documentary once about chimps which turned against their owners/trainers. Boy, that was some sick footage.
No, that's a documentary that I read the back cover and I go,
I want to watch that.
Chuck loves animal attack videos.
Well, here's what I like.
It's true.
I like alligators attacking, but it's really scary to me. And
they spin.
I would tell you this. I'm going to give you something weird about me.
Do it.
Everything I'm really frightened of,
Uh-huh.
I get a real, I just want it. I just am drawn to it, too.
Yeah, I think
I'm
that's
scared
you,
of
for sure.
E.T.,
Yeah.
animatronics, alligators.
Being
scary
arrested
animals,
for what you're into.
Everything that scares me, I'm like, no, no.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm just
No,
no,
yeah,
for.
yeah.
I'm no
Are
for
you no,
every.
yeah? Or just no?
I mean, that's hard. That's like, I need to know what the thing is.
What are you scared of?
What am I scared of?
What
am I not
It
scared
has to
of?
be silly. It can't be death. It has to be like an alligator, an animatronic, Abe Lincoln.
You know, there's an
Anything
owl.
that starts with A.
There's an owl. This is the first thing. It's not a big one, but it's the first thing that came to my mind. There's an owl that lives near my home.
You're scared of it?
And I go outside at night, and it's like 1 a.m, and I go outside, and I have a cheeky little cigarette. Sorry, I smoke, but don't do it. It's bad.
He's called me, and I've heard the owl.
Yeah, and I hear...
Fuck you, Ray.
Oh, that's just the owl.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, okay, hoot hoot. Don't pollute and whatnot. He's out here all the time.
One,
what's
two,
this?
three.
Yeah. Oh, I got a ransom note from the owl. Right. So, but I hear the owl, and I do have a paranoia in me that it's going to swoop because I've heard stories of territorial owls that swoop down, and they have razor sharp claws and a beak that can crack through like concrete. And it's terrifying. And I've heard stories on like true crime podcasts and things like that. In fact, that's one of the theories about a famous case.
I think it's
the
proven.
Staircase.
I think it's proven that that's what happened because
The owl did it?
They found the scratches on her skull.
That's what I'm saying. It's fucking horrifying.
Are you kind of like, but I'm also interested?
No, I'm just scared of the owl, I think. And then I get mad at myself. Also, like if there's lightning outside, what I do the whole time that it's lightning, I'll be outside and go, and it's going to hit me now. And it's going to hit me now.
So you do kind of do the no, yeah. You like it a little.
No, I get it.
Okay, so you walk. Okay, ready? You open your door. It's 1:30 in the morning. You're like, I'm about to go to bed. I'm going to go out and have my cheek. You open it.
Santa's here.
And the owl is just on your driveway looking at you.
Yeah.
You're not excited a little bit?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Also, it's lower than me at that point, and I'm like, I'm okay. Because I can see it.
So you are a little excited.
When it does a swoop, it's too fast. It's coming out of the darkness.
Yes.
You got no time. It's in the air where it's the boss. That's true. Right? I'm just on the ground. That's how I feel about like the ocean.
That's why I'm scared
lakes.
of. Yeah, me too.
Dark water, get me the fuck out.
I'm very
I love
scared.
to swim.
Me
I
too.
love the water.
Right.
If it's clear waddle.
Yep.
If it's clear
You
water,
do have a clear waddle.
I'll do a splish splash and I'll love it. Right.
Yeah, right.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
The second it gets to where I can't see, I am convinced at all times whatever it is just about to get me.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I wait for it. And what's horrible is like a lake. I remember I was tubing one time.
Right,
I was
right.
doing the tubes.
Brad
Maine,
can't
what are you
tube.
going to do?
Yeah.
I'm tubing, and my buddy's on the tube, and our buddy's dad is driving the boat, and he's flooring it, and we're going bouncing all over, and we fall out. And we're like, ha, ha, ha. And then the water is nice and warm. It's a lake in Maine in the summer. But then, like, from the shin down, it's cold all of a sudden, right? Cold patch in the water.
I hate that.
And
Ghost.
Fish
ghost.
Immediately, I'm like, I don't want to be, and I just try and get as close to the top of the water as possible. My whole body is just on the top. Let me float because it's all down there. It's all going to get me, and it all lives here.
Yes.
It's built to move through this.
You are trespassing.
I am not there. I'm not supposed to be there.
I agree with
That's
this.
how I feel about all of that.
So what do you think? Are you scared of things that you also in love?
I think I am. You're a no yes.
No, yes. No, yes.
I'm a no, but that's for things I'm afraid of and things I enjoy. No, I can't do it. I can't.
Brad's
do
a real
Yes. Just for everything.
Yeah. No, that. How do you feel about dark water?
It's weird. As an adult, thumbs way down. As a kid, I was fine with it. You know, I swam in Lutheran Lake. I didn't name it. I didn't name it.
Ew. What a bummer lake.
We had friends.
Just the lake itself going, put more clothes on.
We had friends who had a lake house there.
Yeah.
And so we would go water skiing and tubing and whatnot there. And I was fine.
How did they get the horses to go so fast in the water?
Whips.
Oh, okay.
Water whips.
Water whips, dude.
It was like sand and rocks for a while, and then it became mud.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the mud like under my feet.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, something's going to grab me and suck me down, or I'm just going to get stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so I was okay up to that point.
Well, you get a piece of seaweed that goes past your leg.
As an adult, I don't know that I have been in a lake.
I'll tell you this. I'm so scared of alligators that when I'm in the shower sometimes, when I'm washing my hair, I told you about this?
Yes.
And I imagine that there's like the wall like opens up and this huge alligator comes and his mouth is coming in the shower while I'm closing my eyes. And I think about this and it makes me flip out and I wash wicked fast and I'm trying to get it all out of my eyes.
Now, see, I'm with you about like when you shampoo and a fear happening.
Yeah.
Not an alligator coming through a magical portal in the wall. But here's the thing. The shower curtain is a source of fear.
Me too. Always keep it open.
I'm not afraid of a shower curtain.
All right, me
but
too.
I have been completely built by movies and television to fear a closed shower curtain.
Whenever I go into a bathroom with a closed shower curtain,
I gotta look. You gotta look.
You do?
Yeah, I look too.
See, that's great.
And then when I'm in the shower,
I don't think if I have heard something like in the house.
Yeah.
If I hear something, I'm like, well, I got to check it out. And I mean,
yeah, it's bad. Like I'll be in the shower, and I'd say 9 times out of 10, nine showers out of 10 showers.
Right.
I'll be washing up, about to shampoo, and I'm always like, if someone broke in the house right now, they could burst in at any moment. They're probably waiting for me to put shampoo on my hair.
yeah, they would know.
Yeah, exactly. They're probably waiting for that, and then I'll shampoo. But I gotta get on my tippy toes in the shower and look over the curtain because I'm tall enough. Look over the curtain to see that the door is closed.
Right.
Because I'm also worried about creepy Victorian child opening the curtain. Always creepy Victorian child. But I think it's fucking ruined me because when I was a kid, obviously The Shining, famous shower scene, terrifying. And I saw the remake, the TV remake.
Right.
Oh, right.
Which made that worse. Mm-hmm. As an adult, I can look at it and go, this is very silly.
Right.
But I was a kid watching it, and I was like, I'm scared because, like, scary movie shit, it doesn't scare me, but what it does is put the seed of the thought in my head, and my brain goes, that's not scary, but you know what is.
Sure.
And, like, doubles down on it. So I was flipping through, this is back during cable days where you had your remote and it had, like, recall or last channel.
Yeah.
So I had it on the remake, the TV remake, as it was airing, and I had it on something like Fun and Light on the other channel. And I'm like, anytime it gets scary, I'm just going to switch over. And so I'm like, oh, good, it's not in this. They aren't anywhere near that room. This is fine. And then there's a moment where the new Shelley Duvall goes, what did you see in that room? Right? And now Wings guy, who's the Jack Nicholson, he thinks about it, and then we get a fucking smash cut to just the lady's face going, like that. It scared the shit out of me. I was in middle school, I think. It scared the absolute shit out of me. And in my bedroom, you could see the bathroom from where I was. It went across that hall, and then I could see the shower curtain.
Right.
So for like 2 weeks, I'm laying in bed trying to fall asleep, and I'm just looking over at that shower curtain the whole time going, it's just going to get pulled open with one hand. And it scared the shit out of me forever. And I think that's why I'm still scared of a shower curtain. I shouldn't have admitted that, but here we are. We're showing our soft underbellies.
I got to say, guys, I have figured out the perfect solution to having no one attack you while you're shampooing your hair.
This is that final solution you were talking about. Oh, yeah.
I was in the movie theater with Brad one time, and he wanted to go see Jurassic Park in 3D.
Yeah.
But then the raptor popped out, and he shrieked, and you wanted to leave. Remember that?
What? This is real?
we went to see the re-release of Jurassic Park in 3D in theaters.
he said
At
he
this
didn't
point,
think the 3D would be so convincing.
I had only seen the movie once, and I don't remember
I forgot
everything.
there were dinosaurs in it.
I don't remember everything that happened. And so, Laura Dern's flipping.
He screamed, "They're here!"
They're flipping switches, Laura, and then the raptor's head pokes out, and I was like,
No.
This is why you don't watch Gremlins
yelped.
2, right?
I yelped.
This is full-blown panic attack. They're here. They're here. And he's shaking the people in front of us. Remember that?
Stop the
No,
movie.
I don't remember it because it didn't happen.
Stop the movie. Turn on the lights. Nobody move.
Jurassic Park is people, is what you said, which doesn't even make any sense.
It all does make sense. This is why you won't watch Gremlins 2, because when they break the movie projector, you feel like it's too real.
They're here. They're here. We were saying it in front of the theater. You were shaking people in line.
And you walked out of the first time you saw it, and I believe your phrase, because you were in one of those videos where they would make a promo
Yeah.
with people walking out,
Yeah.
and you were sweating, and your eyes were darting around, and you said, I had no idea this was about dinosaurs.
Well, it's crazy.
I thought it was about a park.
For the next month, he had one of those safari hats constantly with a gun. I will say one last thing. Just a question, and you don't have to go. You have to go deep into this. I told you about my alligator fear in the shower and the wall.
Yeah, that's an insane one, by the way.
Think
When
about
you
it.
have to incorporate a magic portal opening,
It's
your
not the
fear
wall-
is
the
unsubstantiated.
wall is broken, but
unsubstantiated.
somehow I missed it. So, if you were in an inner tube, in even a pool,
Splish splash, yeah.
and you were like closing your eyes and drifting off to sleep. I do this a lot when I go on inner tubes. And could you, if you closed your eyes and you imagined an alligator under you in the water, would you get kind of freaked out? Even if it's in a pool?
I could imagine like something under me.
Yeah.
The odd thing is like the more substantiated the image, the more like real the image I make, the less scared of it I am.
Really?
I think because the unknown is the most terrifying.
Ah, that's true.
Interesting.
Right? Although a shark just straight up scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Because it like, guys, they're known killers.
Could you
You know what I mean? They're known killers.
So if you were in a pool and you were
it's
kind
a
of laying
meat
around
tube with razors at the front.
and your bottom half is in the pool, could you picture a shark and get a little nervous?
Probably not. No.
Okay.
Maybe when I was younger.
Yeah, not a pool.
Like I said, clear water, I'm okay.
Okay, I see.
I was more afraid of snapping turtles in a lake
Because what they would do to your penis?
That seemed more realistic. Well, because I kept,
Because they could take his identity so easily.
that's better
It's
than what I
not
was
me.
going to do.
Come back.
Grandma, that's a turtle. That's not me.
We first realized it might not actually be Brad when we watched Jurassic Park and he didn't cry.
No, it's when he didn't eat all of his grass.
His lettuce leaf is untouched.
Back to Sabrina's email.
Oh, there's still more to the email?
Oh, there's a lot more to the
Oh,
email.
shit. We
They're
got to run.
here.
I have to confess,
I love they're here.
I needed subtitles for Nope. The slang was a bit too much for me. Makes sense. She's German.
Right.
The plot was really awesome, and I was totally surprised at the end.
Imagine if she
Absolutely
wasn't
well done.
German and she said that about Nope.
The other movies on my list to watch are Us, Vengeance, and Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
I absolutely appreciate your recommendations because not every cool movie makes it across the pond. The movies have to have a German voiceover or they cannot be found here on official services, but I have my ways to watch them. Wink, wink.
Wow, that's I didn't know
Pirating,
that.
baby. You got to pirate.
That's so interesting.
Shimmer
That's
me
cool.
timber.
I wonder. There's so many movies that I like that are probably not super well known. Like I was
Yeah.
just talking about the movie Upgrade yesterday that I really enjoyed.
Sure, yeah.
So I wonder if something like that would get there. Probably not.
That would work with a German accent. Now I'm fascinated because the German accent, no offense,
Oh,
no
hang
offense,
on.
Sabrina.
Okay, let's table this.
Oh,
Let's table your German accent talk until
Okay.
I finish the email.
okay.
I might hop on some of the books you were talking about as well and see if they are available here. I thought I was good with my 20 books per year, but Brad is on a completely different level. Very impressive. I'm at 73 this year because I don't have a job. Alrighty, enough for me. I hope your mom will get a new kidney soon, Chuck. All fingers crossed and all the best for her. You, Brad, please watch your heart and mental health. The world needs you. Ray, work on your German accent. LOL. Nah, just kidding. You do great. Love you guys. Sabrina.
Sabrina's the best.
Heartfelt well wishes, and then just like your
Zing.
German accent sucks.
Well, she did say LOL.
Thanks, Sabrina.
She did say LOL,
No, I
but
know.
we don't know what that means in
That-
German.
Exactly.
Yeah. Lol.
Lol. Lol. Lol.
That means mid in
Yeah,
Germany.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, look, I like the cartoonish German accent. I never,
Yeah.
you know what, Sabrina? I'll let you peek behind this curtain, baby. I don't go for accuracy on the German accent. I go for like the over-the-top version. I think that's
Yeah.
always the more fun one.
It's more fun.
But I was saying about the accent thing, because everything has to be dubbed, because the German accent, to me, an American, I'm sorry, but also we won. I would like to say, I like harboring this still.
Yep.
You guys did fuck up, okay? Just to be clear, you fucking oopsied twice.
We all had the
Huge.
same idea, but we knew it wasn't going
Whoa.
to work. Ray.
What the fuck?
Is that what your character said?
No, that's what you said just now. But no, I do think it's funny because like the German accent tends to be more
Pronounced?
like aggressive, slightly aggressive.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
a hard
Yeah.
accent.
It's a
It's like
harsher-
sha, 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 like that kind of stuff.
Like Russian.
And Russian's softer than German.
so?
I think so. Yeah. But I think it's interesting because like certain movies to me just feel very different. Like there's a show from Germany / Netflix called Dark.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite shows ever made. It
Right.
was 3 seasons. It was about time travel in the most fascinating fucking way. It was such a good drama
Yeah.
that managed to take so many fun time travel stories
Yeah.
and work them into this one show.
Yeah.
It's the most complex, convoluted plot lines.
Yeah.
Yes.
And everything pays off, which is fucking crazy. And watching that show in German is like, that's a ride. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
There was the dubbed version, but we just went with the German and read
Right.
the subtitles.
Sure.
But I think, like, is the movie Big still heartwarming with a harsh German accent? Right? Basically any Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it is funny and ironic if Saving Private Ryan is dubbed in German.
Right. That's interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
It's almost like an alternate universe where the bad guys won. You know, the world's most famous bad guys.
Let
I'm turning into Norm Macdonald.
let me try it.
Yeah.
Ich wünsche, ich wär groß.
What did you say?
I wish I were
Gross.
big.
He said,
Oh.
You know what he said? They're here.
But no, I think it's. I do think it's an interesting
Jurassic Park
thing,
ist
right?
people.
Is Forrest Gump in German like heartwarming?
Forrest Gump seems like a weird movie to dub in German.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
No,
it is
it's a
so American.
It's
Ich
a
bin
huge-
ein like me.
It's a huge movie, though. Guaranteed there is a German dub of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Leben ist Schokoladen.
Leben ist der Schokoladen. That's what I hear. Now, how do you say
How
run in
about-
German?
I don't remember.
What about Inglourious Bastards?
Ooh.
That's a weird one.
Yeah.
That's a strange one.
I like to think that they dub all the American voices in Inglourious Bastards as like, mincing, wimpy, shrimpy voices.
They control the narrative
That's-
by having
yeah,
the
that's
actors.
fun.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah, we love that movie. You know, the hero of the movie.
Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz, he comes in and he's just like so in charge, He's so nice. He eats his pie and whatnot. It's so good.
That's funny.
No, I appreciate it, Sabrina. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Sorry
of course,
about
we
the
love you.
German thing, but it's
too fun.
how do you say low hanging fruit in German?
Yeah.
Because it's the lowest of all the hanging fruits.
Can you say fruit
We
at least?
literally
I'm trying to
had
remember. Is it
2
Frugen?
world wars fighting them.
Yeah.
How do you not come up and just be like, I'm going to do a couple little raspberries at you? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
a thing. But not you, Sabrina. I don't think you were involved, but we don't know what your grandparents did. So-
This next email.
I'm sorry. I know that you're not involved in any of that, and I apologize. If anything, I should double apologize because currently America has more of a Nazi problem than you.
That's true.
Uh-oh.
This one.
Indiana Jones dubbed.
This one. Yeah. This one specifically
It
says.
belongs in a museum.
This one specifically says no need to read it on the mail sack, but I'm going to read
Skip
it.
it.
No, I'm going to read it anyway.
Oh, okay.
It's called Kudos and Accolades. It's nice things
All right,
about
read
us.
it.
That's why I'm reading it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we didn't earn it.
It's from Drew. Hi guys, I'm in. It's from January 26th, so we're almost into the second month of the current year.
God damn it.
We're almost caught up to 6 months ago. Hi, guys. I'm in the midst of digging out of a slight podcast backlog. Damn my chronic completionism. I'm only through most of the Christmas episodes.
Shit, by the time he hears this, it's going to be even later. He's going to be dead.
I'm only through most of the Christmas episodes, but I did want to share that I'm enjoying the new format. I was hoping to wait until I was 100% caught up, but didn't want to let any good vibes go unsaid. I was introduced to Ray through the Chuck and Brad podcast, and I think the combination of voices is perfect. You guys are doing great. No need to include in a mailbag or anything. Just wanted to share some good feedback to ensure you keep on keeping on. All the best, Drew. P.S. Chuck, your unbridled enthusiasm is contagious. Don't quit. Brad, your willingness to be a part of the bit is noticeable. I feel like you are finding your groove within the new dynamic. Episodes are better when you speak up. Keep up the excellent work.
I agree.
Ray,
You're the Stella of the group, and you need to get your groove back.
Oh, there we go. Ray, as someone who is married with children, I relate to you the most. You are an important countermeasure to the outlandishness that is Chuck and the plainism of Brad.
Yeah, I'm like a happy middle.
Drew.
You know?
I like to think of it like
Thank you, Drew.
angel, devil, man.
Okay.
I think that's good.
I guess I'll take it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
make it a
Why are
man.
you the angel in that scenario?
Just because I'm so optimistic.
I don't know. I don't know.
Overly so.
I feel like angels date within their age group.
I don't know if angels date. I mean, this
Angels
angel
don't
date.
date.
This angel.
This angel does.
this
Chris Angel does.
Chris Angel.
Chris
really,
Angel is
yeah.
a hard dater. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, I think this one's going to make all of us look a little bad, a little foible.
Okay.
It's from Eric, and it's from January 31st, January 28th. Been really enjoying the show, especially the fun bammies. I've bookmarked a lot of the stuff. Can't wait to dig into it all. My wife and I have been loving Taskmaster, and I have The Last Ronin on the way.
Yeah.
I have a recommendation for you guys. A new show on Hulu called Extraordinary. It's a British show, I think. Everyone in the world gets superpowers around the time they turn 18, except for the main character who is 25 and still hasn't gotten hers. It's well done and uses the powers uniquely. Just wanted to say, don't go by the poster of the show. It looks like a Disney show from that. At least watch the trailer. It's not a superhero show either. Then I wrote back and said, Ray and I will check it out. Chuck will say he's going to check it out and then never actually do so. Classic Chuck. I did not check it out.
Wow.
I didn't check it out.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
And guess what? You know my new tattoo? No, I'll definitely check it out. I'll put that on the list.
Extraordinary.
Thank
I'd love
you.
to. Appreciate that, buddy.
We are in February, guys.
Yay, we did it.
This one's from Corey, and the subject line is Gay Dinners in Laguna.
Ooh, I love that.
I think I read that.
It's our buddy
book.
Corey.
Yeah, he definitely, like you had told a story, Ray. He said, I thought Ray's story was going in a way different direction, and it reminded me of something that happened in my past.
What made him remind him of gay dinners in Laguna?
When I lived in California, I worked for the Los Angeles Angels and would look for work between seasons. I applied to a Johnny Rockets at one of the outdoor malls and was hired on the spot by a cool guy who was also a radio DJ. We hit it off immediately, and I was
Say no more. Super cool.
We hit it off immediately, and I was invited to go out for drinks in the Laguna Hills. Keep in mind, I'm super poor, living in Garden Grove and sleeping on an inflatable fish at this time in my life.
That's a great image.
No
I love it.
context.
Yeah, that is funny.
So I get picked up at my shack by this super nice radio DJ who also ran a Johnny Rockets. We get on the freeway, and he tells me we're going to a gay event hosted by a mobster from New York. I was shook. We get there, and it's a beautiful home in Laguna Hills, and there's a fucking limo outside. Now, IDK for sure if this guy was connected or not, but he definitely looked the part. Although I'm not homophobic at all, I don't think the mob is very kind to them. But he was playing a part for sure. So anyways, now I'm this fucking guy's date at a gay dinner in Laguna. The boss had this young dude there, probably around my age at the time, 20 to 21, who kept feeding me bong hits and liquor, but I never got the indication that anyone wanted my butthole, except for Santa.
Of course. Santa always wants the butt.
Then things took a turn for the worse. The guy refuses to take me home. Instead, we end up at his house in Yorba Linda to show me his radio equipment. I put the quotes there, he didn't. He was cutting commercials at the time, and I was interested in getting involved. Unfortunately for me, he was more interested in having my cock in his mouth.
Oh, man, Corey, come on, man.
He offered me $100 to blow me with a blindfold on, and I left. My brother Sean
Chuck
had...
would be like, all right, but you're lucky I happen to have the cash on me.
My brother Sean had to pick me up, and that was my last gay dinner in Laguna. I went on to work at Johnny Rockets and was fired 2 weeks later, probably for not letting the guy blow me. I'm going to look him up now and see what jail he's in and follow up later.
Wow,
What
thanks.
story
Yeah.
did that relate to, Ray?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Something in January, I
It
presume.
had to have been something. I can't remember.
Think of when the last time you earned $100.
Huh. I did when you said when Corey said check out the radio equipment. Immediately, I thought of the goof of putting one of these foam covers for a microphone
Yeah.
on the tip of your penis.
Testing?
Yeah. Don't pop your peas.
testing,
right?
testing. A little kissing.
Yeah.
That's great, Corey. I love
no,
you,
I
buddy.
think it must have been the story about accidentally going on a date with a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Like I thought we were just hanging out, and then I realized while we were sitting at dinner, like, oh, this is a date, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just that kind of thing.
Chuck tried to exploit that for free bagels. That same confusion.
Well, remember when...
Yeah, that bagel shop guy like you, right?
Yeah, it was at a grocery store. But he came up to me after I ordered some chicken at the deli counter.
There we go, deli guy, sorry.
And he was like, hey, I don't know if you're married or seeing anyone, but I just wanted to give you this. And basically, he just came over and gave me his number while I was shopping in the grocery store.
Yeah, and you tried to use it for free egg salad. There we go.
Well, I was like, what
Did
do
he
I...
write the number on a slice of turkey?
he
That would have been so cool.
He squirted it with barbecue sauce on a piece of roast beef. No, so I was like, I first had moved to New York, and so I was like...
You give it back, you're like, could you put the area code on there?
But I was like, can I turn this into a friendship? But then I was like, it feels weird. So I didn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
I said I
understand.
texted him, I said, I'm very flattered, but I'm actually a heterosexual man. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
I
totally
think
fine.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
But if I didn't even think of the egg salad angle until now.
Sorry.
The Egg Salad Angle by Chuck Staten. It's his series of mystery novels. The Egg Salad Angle.
What if everyone is a different food?
Yeah. And he writes these like gritty noirs, but it's like Elmore Leonard. I'm reading him right now. So the idea of that, like, I went into my local grocery store. There was a twink behind the counter at the deli.
He's
he
working
handed me
the egg salad angle on me.
He handed me half a pound of turkey and his number. What a Tuesday, right? Just another Tuesday in my life.
I was born at
Now
night,
I can't
but
even go to the
wasn't
produce section anymore.
I stopped going to the grocery store for a little bit, but then I was like, no, it's okay.
Yeah, you're fine. You're
Yeah.
fine.
This is a lengthy
I
email.
didn't want to tempt him.
Okay. Well, these are
But-
all long fellows
But
here.
February 2nd.
All right, we're into the Febs.
Funbearable. This is from Aaron, E-R-I-N.
Oh, that sounds like it's like a lawyer writing it. Don't read it, because then we're served. If
Sup-
you don't read it, we don't have to go.
Sup, guys?
Oh,
You
no,
have been
not a lawyer.
served by...
Oh, no.
What's up, guys? We're safe.
So, yeah, no, we're fine.
Been meaning to check in again and wish Ray a very belated happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ray.
Thanks so much.
Welcome to the 40 Club. As a new member myself, I have little insight to offer other than my own experience on my 40th this past July. I wanted a giant party with friends, but as I got closer to the day itself, I realized I would never convince all of my friends and family to fly down to Atlanta for me unless I was getting married. I have some family here, but the very frugal type that obviously got that way by having Scrooge McDuck parents.
I wish.
You love Scrooge McDuck. It also didn't help that I have very few friends here. So 40th birthday came and went with a steak dinner at a nice restaurant in downtown Decatur with my cousin, who had barely gotten over a case of COVID.
Damn. Pour some water on those steaks. Have some wet steaks.
It's difficult. I've gotten okay with my Arrested Development mostly, but turning 40 and having people not want to date me because of that hurts. Never been married, probably won't have kids, and mortality is looking very mortal. I have made strides, and I'm not comparing myself to anyone, but I cannot deny that there is in fact a clock and that some roadways are shutting that were always available before. That's scary. By the way, Ray, I also loved Vengeance. I didn't expect to hate it, but also didn't expect the simple layers of it. Also kind of funny, he made the bad guy be from New Haven. Yale and Harvard rivalry.
Wow, and we're here.
And we're here.
That's why we
in our
came here.
Started at the bottom. Now we're here in New Haven.
Anyway, so far it's okay. I have so much to be grateful for. Watching the latest episode now, and you're talking about your mall experiences.
Oh, yeah.
I worked in a mall for 10 years, basically all of my 20s, and really didn't overly interact with the other mall employees. Though I do know there was animosity because my employer gave out hour lunch breaks as opposed to 30 minutes.
Ooh.
That was sweet, and I legit miss it. I recall we got mall discounts at the smoothie place, Wetzel's Pretzels, possibly Auntie Anne's, but it was so minimal it was hardly worth it. And strangely, pay less shoes. Gotta say, I hated working Black Fridays. That's the opposite of you.
I love it.
Though it was amusing to see people go nuts over the stupidest shit. I got cursed out plenty of times for not having any more free gift boxes. Another time, an old lady who was clearly mentally not all there called me a Nazi C-word because I circled something on her receipt.
Wow, that's
man.
a boy, oh boy. There's no steps on that
Nope.
particular incline. That's just a straight line up.
What's crazy, too, is that's Sabrina's email address.
Though the worst, but also not so bad part was that for a good chunk of that time, I worked with my older brother who was a manager, not directly over me in my department, but enough where I couldn't move up because of him. So the school dynamic of, oh, you're so-and-so's little sister, he's amazing, followed me until 30. That he's a good brother, and he would be there for me if I really was bothered and crying about something. And in retail, the prospect of being on the verge of tears was never far off. As you get older, you develop a thicker skin, true enough, but it still happens from time to time. Side note, I legit had a customer at my current job only a month or two ago admit that she thought having a PhD made her better than me. Now, I extremely rarely let myself say the thing I'm thinking to customers anymore, but I let that slip. You think that makes you better than me? Out. After explaining I manually adjusted prices to reflect her coupons and discounts and in fact gave her a better deal. I don't think I'm better than her or anyone. I just hate when people think I'm personally out to get them. Gosh darn, that turned into a rant. Anyway, hit me up if you want more stories from my mall days. I also worked at a craft store for 5 years before moving down to Georgia. That place had some fun stories too. Old ladies and their yarns. As always, thank you guys for being one of the things I can relate to and keep me interested in life for another day. Seriously, don't fret about being late when your episodes are averaging over 2 hours every week. Heart, 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 Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron. Really do appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And I'm so glad that you liked Vengeance because it is like a sneaky quality film. So I really do appreciate that. And I'm sorry about the bum out of 40 and feeling those things it's real, and I hate that it's real. You know what I mean? I thought I'd be like, oh yeah, that'll happen when I turn 50, right? But it's here, and I'm like, ugh, I hate it. It feels like I think the doors closing thing is an apt analogy that Aaron said, because there is a feeling before 40 of like, yeah, I could do that, or I could end up that way or whatever. And like that open road ahead of you when you're in your like 20s and stuff, and you think that's just, you don't even recognize it because
exactly.
that's just what life is.
Right. Yes, exactly.
And suddenly you realize, there's not an open road in front of me. It's terrifying.
I've never felt like there was an open road in front of me.
Really?
Ever.
What about when you were 18?
Nope.
Go to college?
Nope. That was a path. And it was like, this is where you walk. These are the next steps. These are the places you stop.
Oh, you saw it as like, this is the map that I have to follow.
Yes.
Versus like, it's wide open.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
It's funny because...
Well, how come you always sing Life is a Highway?
I just like the song.
Oh, got it.
All night long.
That's Brad trying to go to sleep.
Until 6:30. I want to ride it until 6:30.
He's making Rosie dance.
Yep. She does not like that.
Life is a side street. I want to park there for 2 hours.
Life's an alley.
Life is a cul-de-sac. Don't let your kids play outside. I'm trying to sleep.
Life is my driveway. It's my driveway.
I gotta park there, but lock my doors.
That's funny.
Someone turned around there, and now I'm scared.
They looked like a teen.
I think they were scoping it. I think they were scoping the place.
I'm going to go take
Time
a
to
shower.
make my traps.
I'm going to go take a shower. I'm shampooing now.
You're meticulously laying out micro machines.
Yeah.
You're like, gotta do all my traps. Rosie, don't touch those paint cans.
And then I walk out and Rosie shoves the paint can.
And you don't have stairs, so you're putting those paint cans up.
Now I'm scared.
And there's just a sign that says, stand here for a while.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was so good.
That's great.
I turned 39 this summer.
That's right,
Like
yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
Less than a month ago. And man, I'm like, ooh. Like as soon as I turned 39, I was like, this is coming to a close.
because you're on 40's eve.
I look forward to reading an email about your 39th birthday in 7 months.
Yeah. It's funny. I was actually thinking about this, and I think it's a really good way to think about life. A lot of times people are like, oh, this was all my, you have your 20s and your 30s, you have your teens, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, the way you just think about it is you have one summer while you're 17. You have one, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, this period of time is this like encapsulation, like 20s is 10 years.
Yeah.
I like to think of it like, you have one summer when you're 21, and the summer when you're 29 is different.
Yeah.
It's not even the same. And so I
that's
think
worse,
of all,
I feel like.
I know. I
That's
think
a worse way to
I think
feel-
everything
look at
is
it.
more fleeting. Well, you
Yeah.
have a son. So it's like you
Yeah.
probably feel that more than any of us.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Where you're like, you're already dealing with the fact that your baby is not a baby.
Dude,
Right?
I talked about it very early on in the
Finn's
podcast.
awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like
we-
Finn a lot. Yeah.
Chuck, could we kick Ray off the podcast and get
Yeah,
Finn?
we get Finn.
Are you kidding me? I would kick both of you off. But no, so Funbearable's just Finn talking to Finn. And we're all like, yeah.
We're like, this is great.
But no, he's a fantastic kid. I'm so fucking happy. And it is exciting to go through things that are good for 9. Like he's able to engage
Right.
with things in a different way. And that's exciting. And that will continue. There will be more times like that.
Yeah.
But it is hard. Like I said this, I think in one of our first episodes, like grieving the child that you had
Yes.
that
Right.
was younger. And having a kid is both wonderful. But like the hard thing is, in terms of time passing, is not only are you so heartbroken about those times being gone, like
Yeah.
I will never get to have time with the toddler Finn,
Right.
the baby Finn.
That's what I mean.
And it's gone. Also, just on my own end of feeling older, having a kid is like, hey, you now have a living, breathing symbol of time passing around you at all times.
Yeah,
So I
right.
do think part of that makes you feel older too.
Oh,
you
for
know?
sure. Well, I mean, like going back with what I said, it's like you had a Christmas when he was 5.
Yeah.
And your Christmas when he's 9 is not the same Christmas.
Yeah. Hey, Chuck, like, shut the fuck up. Like, why are you keep hammering this?
Well, and what's interesting, it is weird.
It's over. It's done.
Because you have, if you think of Finn at like 3 or 4,
Uh-huh.
and you think of him at 9, that difference of a person is so much. But you
Yeah.
5 years ago doesn't feel that different. So it's exactly
Right,
what
right,
you're
right.
saying.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's that thing
Yeah,
where
it's
it's like,
tough.
no, this is time.
Yeah, it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
I hate it. This episode's a bummer.
Well, this
really
will
bummed
turn
me
it
out.
around for sure.
Well,
Is
hold
it
on.
about Santa
I
eating
gotta
apples?
say, you got a 9-year-old Halloween coming up, and that's pretty fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
Yeah.
That is exciting.
I've had a 9-year-old Halloween for the
I
past
was
12
gonna
years.
say, yeah.
Chuck had sent our pal Brett some files. Brett said, I can't wait to listen to them, but I'd be remiss if I didn't press you further on the return of Dr. McFrankenstein. Chuck responded,
That's just one sick
10
person
days
right
later, we can't talk about him here. It's not safe from prying eyes.
That's just one sick person's
That
opinion.
was
You gotta take the good and the bad.
It was
you
late
know?
February.
The
You see
internet.
that until now?
I had seen it. I'm not going to download that move file.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, from Mr. Mystic. This is my first time emailing in. I've been a fan of the show since the C&B days and also followed Ray and his stand-up career. I have a question, but first I need to set the scene. By the way, I've not pre-read this email, so this is a mystery to me. I am a magician.
King. Oh,
The amazing.
I thought Mr. Mystic. So Mr. Mystic, magician. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I heard it and I immediately thought, because we're in Connecticut.
Mystic, Connecticut.
I was
me
like,
too.
oh, it's the mayor of Mystic, Connecticut. Hey, it's me, Mr. Mystic.
Mr. Mystic, I won the Mr. Mystic competition. My talent was magic. I recently took on this name because of a horrible show that I had over the summer, and I had to reinvent myself. It was July. There was
Imagine if you could just do that, not as a magician.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like as a comedian, if I had a bad show, right?
Every time you have a bad show.
Thankfully, they're few and far between. I really appreciate that. Thank you to the audiences, and that's wonderful. But if there was a time to just be like, I guess I'm not Ray Harrington anymore. I'm Steve Weatherby now.
I tried that, but I changed my name to Eddie Van Halen, and they were like,
We got one.
What if your reveal was like, oh yeah, I'm not Brad Rohr. I've gone through like 4 different names.
4 different Brads.
Yeah.
I just keep failing.
I can't go back to Indiana.
Nope. It was a big 4th of July celebration happening, and I got booked to do a 45-minute show. The audience was probably 50 kids and their parents.
Oh, God.
Everything started off great until some kid would Google the routine I was doing and yell, "Look, this is how he's doing it."
No!
His parents sat there laughing about it with him. Things took a turn for the worse when the same kid came up on the stage without being asked and started grabbing things from my table and messing with them.
Oh, fuck.
This
that.
prompted other kids to do the same.
No.
One parent sat there yelling, "Come on, do a trick." I then got a little...
Holy shit.
All right, I love Mr. Mystic. I then got a little finking irritated and ended the show right there. I'm a parent myself and can't imagine letting my kid act like an asshole to a performer.
100%.
The person who booked me didn't pay me, which I understand, then left a terrible review on my Facebook page,
Oh, man.
and I ended up deleting the page because I was worried it would screw me on bookings. I then recreated myself as an undead 1920s parlor magician.
I like
That's
it.
fun, yeah.
That's cool.
So my question is, can you share a story about a horrible show that any of you have had?
God damn.
Ray wrote back, as a comedian, I can pick a couple for sure. I have a bit about one in particular. I'll share with you when I can. Both of you love The Amazing Jonathan. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Wow.
God damn. Yeah,
Terrible show.
I opened for The Amazing Jonathan a few times. It was really special.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He was, as a comedian, there's like a few people you can point to that like you remember as a kid liking that
Yes,
comic.
for sure.
And Amazing Jonathan, his Comedy Central special was one of those for sure. Watching that as a kid, mind-blowing. Right?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
loved the hell out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And working with him was wonderful. And he was a pranky guy. He liked to do pranks. He
Yep.
had a book that was just pranks and stuff. One of the things he told me about that was really fun, and then he did a prank on me. One of the ones he told me, which was great, was he went into, this is when like VHS popped up.
Right.
And he would have people over his house, parties and stuff like that. He took a camera, and he put the camera in the corner of the bathroom, and he recorded it for a little while, empty. Then he took the VHS tape, and then when the party happened, when somebody went into the bathroom, he was like, "This is great." And then he put the VHS in, pressed play, so when they came out, it looked like a live feed to the bathroom.
That's great.
Genius. Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
With me, like one of the nights we're working together, we're doing our thing, and we were just doing small talk. I must have said I was from Maine originally.
Right.
When we were talking, I probably said like, "I used to watch you when I was a kid. I love you," that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Oh, where'd you grow up? Maine, whatever. He had gotten information out of me that I didn't even realize I had told him through small talk. So like 3 nights later, we're doing like the last night of shows, and I'm like, "So where are you off to next?" And he's like, "Oh, I have to go visit my mom. She's she's sick, so I'm going to see. She's fine, but she's sick, so I'm going
Right.
over to see her." I'm like, "Oh, where is she?" And he's like, "Oh, you wouldn't know. It's in Maine." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm from Maine. Where is she?" She's like, "Oh, it's this town. It's Kittery. It's a little place." I'm like, "I grew up in Kittery, and like we did this
Right.
for a while."
Yeah.
And like 10 minutes goes by where I'm like, "What the fuck, small world?"
Yeah.
And then he made me feel like the biggest idiot in the world, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking with you. You told me all of this 3 days ago."
Yep.
And I was like, "Oh." Shit. But yeah, he was so great.
That's
I
funny.
like that. That's a
Yeah.
fun thing where
Yeah.
he was always waiting to
Yeah.
turn,
Yeah.
and that was good. Bad show happened recently.
Oh, I thought
Very
it was
similar.
your
Oh,
in
that's
the round.
different.
Yeah.
That's just like an obvious. Of course, everybody's going to have a miserable time.
Okay.
Outdoor Cape Cod Melody Tent, thousands of people opening for Lynyrd Skynyrd, and it's a fucking revolving stage because it's a theater in the round. It was
Yes.
a horrifying nightmare. I never ever want to experience it
That's
again.
not a fun bad show story.
Yeah. This was recent because
Yep.
of the kids fucking around. So
Yep.
I've been doing cruises occasionally.
Yes.
And I told you about this. There were shows that I did where there were a lot of families, and people bring their kids to the show, which is a bad idea. But I think they're used to like the old stand-up with like just like hacky crap, right?
Yep.
And now like new comedies happening on cruises. Like I know a bunch of like younger comics that are doing it. It's cool. Anyway, this was a nightmare. There were children like sitting in the front row, and they just are talking the whole time. And it's like it's not a regular comedy club. If
Right.
it was a club, they wouldn't be there.
Yeah, of course.
And there's no parents doing anything to stop them.
No.
And you just have to ride it out. And you can't be mean to the kids. Because the second I'm like, hey, shut up, or
Yeah.
something like that, suddenly it's like, look, this adult man is berating these children, right? That's terrible. One of the shows, front row is empty. Everybody's packed in the back. It's standing room only, but nobody wanted to sit up front.
No.
Of course. 10 minutes into the show, two young boys, like 10, 11, somewhere around there, maybe a little bit younger, come and sit down front row center. I'm like, oh, good, you're here, right? No parents with them. They start talking. I start to play with it politely.
Yep.
Start to kind of ratchet it up, like, oh, where are your parents? You know, this is fun. And I said, you're just like these children are just like parentless children just walking around. These are little urchins, little sea urchins that are just out here, you know, doing that thing. And they're like, we have parents, right? They're saying this back to me. I'm like,
it.
oh, good, where are they? Because I'd
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to talk to them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that kind of thing. Then it got to a point where I was like, I heard there's a ball pit in the atrium tonight. You know, like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'm saying, like, you're children. I can't do anything.
Yep.
And I'm trying to be polite about it, trying to send signals to the staff, like, can someone do something?
Right.
Right? No one's doing anything. And then one of the kids gets up and tries to get on stage. That's why I thought of this immediately
okay.
with Mr. Mystic.
Yep.
We didn't get his real name. Got to find that out.
Mister.
Oh, sorry. So it was bad. The kids came up, and I had performer engagement voice on with the kids. As soon as one of them tried to come up, like dad voice came out, and it was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, you can't do that. You can't do that,
Right.
buddy. You got to sit down, bud. Okay, go sit down. It got so bad that an older guy came over and sat down, and I'm like, oh, is this your dad?
Right.
And they're like, no. And I look at the guy, I'm like, do you know these kids? And he's like, no, I'm just trying to keep them quiet. And I was like, so you don't know them, and if anybody asks, I don't know you, because this is fucked up,
Right.
Like, this is weird. But that's how bad it got. No one did anything, to the point
Yeah.
where an audience member had to do it. Cut to the next day, right? I'm getting lunch. This guy comes over, and he goes, I hear my kids were a problem at the show last night. And he's got the two kids with him. I'm like, oh, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry about that. Kids, what do you say? Right? And then he does that thing.
Yep.
I hate that.
Yep.
As a parent, do not, if I have to prompt Finn to say sorry or thank you, it's not real, and I've done a bad job of showing my kid what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
I feel personally.
Right.
So I'm always like, please say thank you, please say yes, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
And then the kids are like, we're sorry, and I'm like, you guys were a problem. Like, this sucked. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want me to say? Oh, it's fine.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
What I wanted to say is like, why did you let your children go unattended to a stand-up comedy show?
Right.
What the fuck are you doing?
Where a different grown adult man could have left with one or both of these children.
No, yeah, sure. That or me getting a chant started of like, throw them over.
Yeah,
throw
yeah.
them over. Right?
Yeah.
It sucked. It was so bad. And it's just like, you can't do anything in that situation. As the comedian, you cannot be too mean to these
Of
kids,
course, 'cause you
right?
turn the crowd.
Yeah, and I said, like, if it was a club, you wouldn't even be here. You'd be kicked out, all these things. So I have felt it, and you look at your watch, and you're like, I got to hit 45 contractually. I'm going to fucking barrel through this. Thankfully, like, I made all of that fun, And what was really nice, it was right when summer started, so the ship is populated with like 80% teachers that were like, we want out. So for the rest of the whole trip, I had people coming up to me, like younger people my age, that right around there, coming up and being like, oh my God, the way you handled those fucking kids.
Yeah, that's what I expect.
And they're just like, I'm a teacher in, wherever. And I'm like, oh, you get it,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a nightmare. I get it. And it's got to be hard for Mr. Mystic being a magician.
Yeah.
I feel like that is called for children so much. But I so agree, because all I was thinking when he was like, how, as a parent, how could I let my kid do that? The whole time with those kids, I'm like, Finn would never do this.
Nope.
Yeah, of course.
He would never do it. I would never let him go unattended to something like this. Also, he would know not to do that.
Yeah, of course.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to think about it. Think about all the full-grown assholes we bump into every day.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
They teach other little assholes how to be assholes.
Yeah.
Or refrain from teaching them how to do anything.
Yeah, and they just
that's how
watch that. And
Yeah.
then, oh my God. Like, there are kids that Finn has known in different little outlets of things or you see some like little shithead and you're like, that kid's a little shithead. And then finally you see like the dad and you're like, oh,
Yeah, of course.
got it. The big shithead made the little shithead. Sorry, that's a whole long thing.
No,
I
I
apologize.
agree. I have a shameful bad show story.
Okay.
It makes me look not great.
Were you one of the kids?
That was one of the kids.
Boo, this sucks.
I was
Fuck
on
you,
this.
Mr. Mystic.
I was on this cruise.
No, my band, Senior Discount, was playing a show. We got booked at a bar. And the thing about being in a band that's kind of helpful is that when you're in a situation like that,
Got other people.
you got other people on stage. You're kind of experiencing together. You have a little shell. It feels like.
Yeah.
We played at a bar. They at the time we were taking gigs that would just pay well to save up for our album. So we would play places even if we had no idea if the show would be good. We got booked at like a sports bar. We got there. And we kind of realized it was just all tables of people eating dinner. It was like more of a restaurant than anything else.
Yeah.
And they had a little stage.
Ugh.
And so I was like, okay, this is they're probably like, to me, what would be appropriate here is maybe two quiet acoustic guitar players playing covers.
It's background music. They want background music.
And
Nobody's sitting there eating dinner and goes, I'd love to hear some pop punk.
So
Wouldn't it be fun?
I'm like, they booked a punk rock band,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, well, here we are. And so we plugged in. We were like, hey, we're Senior Discount. We started playing it. Of course, we tried to have fun and be positive. We start playing immediately. One of the people from the first of all the faces are sour. All the people in the restaurant are like, what the fuck? It doesn't fit at all. It doesn't make any sense, but we're being paid to do this. It's not my fault. This is my performance, whatever. They come over, someone that works at the restaurant, he goes to me, he goes, can you turn down the plates? Can you turn down the plates? And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I don't know what that means. I know what plates are, but there's none here.
Yeah.
He's like, the plates. Can you turn them down? And I'm like, I'm like, can you point to what you mean? And he pointed to my drummer's cymbals.
Yeah.
And
They're vaguely plate shaped.
they're not mic'd.
Right.
So I'm
They're
like,
cymbals. They're
I'm like-
very loud.
I'm like, no, we can't turn them down. They're just instruments that make noise.
Yeah.
And so we tried to play a little quieter. Everyone there,
Turn down that tambourine.
everyone there was like pissed off at us. The
man.
bartender was pissed off. The venue was pissed off. And in my head, like, I'm getting so annoyed that I'm put into this position because all I'm doing is what I've always done. And this person had ample opportunity to check out our music, check out videos of us.
Yeah.
And I guess somehow they made a mistake. I don't know what happened. But what has happened at a couple Senior Discount shows where we kind of vary between like pop punk stuff and real punk rock, like fast, thrashy, screamy punk rock,
Yeah.
is if the crowd is really bad or people are being dicks, we kind of become antagonistic because we're kind of like, oh, you want to hate us?
Yeah.
Let's give you something to hate.
Right.
We close with our song Ataxia, which is our thrashiest, screamiest song. We're playing it, we're belting it, we're going like crazy and really beefing it up because fuck you. And we get to the breakdown. I'm not proud. And I'm like, fuck this crowd. I was a young man.
This was last Tuesday.
Yeah.
As a extra fuck you. The only thing I could do that I knew would upset these people eating dinner, I reached into my pants and I pretended to masturbate during the breakdown before the final chorus to really disgust them.
Yeah.
And mission accomplished.
And then we totally won him over. Standing, clapping, just a standing ovation happening the whole time.
You know, I didn't love their music, but I did love the live masturbation.
Yeah.
Did you? Well,
It was tasteful.
Yeah.
Brad still has to tell a story, but have you ever been in a situation live on stage where you were so annoyed at the audience that you became antagonistic?
Yeah.
I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
It's
But it's a
weird
problem, though.
No one ever talks about this. No one
Yeah.
ever talks about the performer who gets so frustrated that they become antagonistic. I guess Bill Burr.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
big
yeah,
part of
that's a
his
big one.
thing.
Yeah.
That was a
The
big
problem
one.
is, though, once that happens, it's over.
Exactly.
As a stand-up, like
Right.
you can't come back from that and be like, now here's my joke.
I know.
Unless you're a comic who is like,
That's your
here's the
thing.
problem with everything.
Yeah, you're ranting.
Yeah, but I'm like a fun guy.
Yeah, you're an observational fun boy.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's what it is on Pornhub. That's you got to observational
That's your
fun
next
boy.
album.
Yeah.
Observational fun
And
boy.
but no, that's tough. And when it's happened, it happened kind of frequently when I was trying to, after the first album, when I was trying to find the next thing and like dig a little deeper and go past some of the banal stuff.
Sure.
That's when I would get mad. And I would be like, I think on stage I've said like, oh, you want the easy shit? Fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I shouldn't feel that way. But that changed and I figured out what to do with it. We're running out of time here, so I don't want to go into it now. I owe you guys a story about a show that was like just so bad that's in the perfect the camp of yours of like you were hired for this but no one there wants this.
Yes.
I have one for you. It involves a dead man and it's a lot of fun.
Is he an undead 1920s magician? Because,
No, I wish.
Yeah.
But I owe you guys that story, and I want to say because we're at the tail end of this thing. I want to hear if Brad has a bad performance situation.
nothing entertaining. I've as an improviser, I played a silence often. I've done shows for one person. I've done shows for, the director. We had a show for like the staff of a nursing home. We got one laugh over the course of an hour, and it was
just when someone flatlined.
It was a reference to the Nazis from The Sound of Music. That was the one audible laugh in 60
And it was coming
minutes.
from one mysterious-looking older gentleman.
Yes.
Can I give a...
We had a sketch show that
I was going to tell this
went
story.
poorly. Yeah, I just know that we're running out of time.
I was tell a short one that
Sure.
Brad was part of. He wasn't on stage during this part. It was
Yeah.
me and somebody else.
He was against it.
During the show, we had a sketch show that we wrote.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably, 6 sketches?
Eight sketches.
8 sketches. It was probably 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And we were selling out a theater in Newport, like 3 or 4 nights in a row, whatever it was, close to sold out, I don't know. And during the show, we had these sketches. We were running them. We rehearsed a lot. It was myself, Brad, Alan Souza, Casey Regan at the time, and our buddy Tom at the time. And we did one show where at every pause, you heard a guy go, fuck, shit, fuck. Like, and he was just kind of saying stuff.
Yeah.
And people would nervously laugh back to him.
Yeah.
And it seemed antagonistic at the beginning, right? It seemed like it fell during silences.
I got to say, I did not notice it.
And me and Souza would come backstage after every sketch with all of us or whatever and be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? What is this guy doing?
Yeah.
And it's kind of a funny coincidence. He was there on a date with a girl that I had, was like my girlfriend when I was in kindergarten. This girl that I know.
Sure.
Brandy. And she had just come to the show. She knows everybody, whatever. And I was like, what are we going to do? Like, this guy is ruining every joke. He's ruining the, there's a pause. Like, we say a joke, there's a laugh, then he says fuck, then there's a weird laugh, and then we have to pretend to ignore it.
Yeah.
It was ruining the rhythms of everything. So
I said, we push through it. We got to be professional. Mm-hmm. That was what I said.
I said, we got to take this guy out. So we go out, and the guy says it. again, and it's at the beginning of one of these sketches, and it's just me and Sousa on stage. And Sousa said, and also, to anyone in the crowd who is just randomly saying fuck. And I said, it's him right there. And I pointed to the guy. He was in like the fourth row, whatever. He goes, if you keep doing that, we're all going to beat the blood and piss and shit and probably cum out of you. And we continued the show. At the end, a very apologetic Brandy came up to me and said, I'm so sorry about that. It's this guy I just started dating, and he has Tourette's.
Yeah.
And now he learned his lesson.
Yeah. He doesn't have Tourette's anymore.
Well, folks, on that
Beat the Tourette's out of him.
sobering note.
Beat the Tourette's.
But I owe you the story about
Yeah.
the terrible thing. And I also want to say this before you close it out. I do want to say this. This shows us yet again how shitty we are at doing email episodes and like getting back to people. And there's a bunch of stuff. I know I've seen a bunch of the emails. There's a bunch of stuff yet to come.
Oh, for sure.
That is valuable and wonderful.
And we're going to get to it.
And I think we should agree now here in our community center.
Yeah.
That we will make a concerted effort to do some bonus SAC episodes.
There's so many emails.
We can I know. Let's just do it like, we'll do it on Zoom or whatever and make it audio only. Who cares?
We talked about the idea of possibly doing the regular Funbearable schedule, which is a full video episode every Wednesday,
Yeah.
and then also doing bonuses audio only on Zoom to take care of like male sacks or
Crack
little
that
discussions.
sack.
Crack the sack.
No,
Bonus app.
But I think we're going to make a better effort. We'll do some bonuses. We'll catch up.
Yeah.
So that's good. And then people can keep writing in funbearablepod@gmail.com. We care about the emails. And I will say the other side of this coin is that I think some podcasts would go, whatever, they're in the past, we're not going to answer them.
Yeah.
And we're like,
trying.
no,
We're
we love
trying.
these guys and we're going to get
Yeah.
through all these. We're going to get to all of them.
I think at this point, if I was a listener and I was like, oh, I want to respond,
I know.
they're
So
never going to read it. You
No,
know
we're
what I
going to
mean?
catch
Yeah.
up.
And
Well,
we
you know
do
what?
read them as they come in.
And you know, I'll say this. Brad and I did the Chuck and Brad podcast for a long time. This is the first year we're doing Funbearable. One of the things we do every year on the Chuck and Brad podcast was we'd look back at the previous year and saying, what could we improve going forward? We would literally do that every year. And I think this is the first thing on the list is getting to emails in a timely manner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
I think another thing, if we're throwing things out there, maybe, Chuck, sex is at an 11 with you.
Yeah.
If we could bring it down to a 7, I think we'd be good. Just a 7. Brad, if we could turn yours up a little, that would be good.
Turn mine up to 1.
Could we take some of his and put it over to your chart?
You said my sexiness is at 11. I
No,
got to
no,
turn it down?
no.
I don't think I can.
No, you're
Especially with this new hat.
Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. Oh no. Chuck hears sex on a scale of 1 to 10. He's like, what, years?
All right.
This is uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
Thank you all.
I tried to make a fun joke and it didn't work.
Thank you all so much for listening and or watching, whether it was just this episode or any time over the past year. We really sincerely do appreciate it.
Big thanks to Brad for being the sack cracker.
Yep. Thanks for cracking that sack.
Brad will crack that
Brad
sack
is the sack
anytime.
cracker.
We got to get Ray to his show at Comics Mohegan Sun.
Yeah.
I really do have to leave right now.
For Ray Harrington
I'm gonna
and
be late.
Chuck Staten, I'm Brad Rohr saying thanks so much, and we're sorry for being Funbearable.
We love you.
We love you. This is a Home Alone 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready?
Good.
Ready? We'll all do it together.
Yeah.
Pick up your mic. Pick up.
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
We love you. Gotta do better than that.